Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the simple process in how marriages devolve, where husbands and wives become roommates, no longer lovers, where husbands and wives become business associates and no longer best friends, where the playfulness and the fun and the adventure give way to tasks and to-do lists, marriages that now center around work and finances and children, the next weekend activity and the next luxury vacation, and where more often than not, conversations between the husband and wife only really surround other people. So why do the vast majority of marriage relationships devolve into mediocrity, where the relationship is just fine, it's better than most? We should be thankful. If this sounds like you, listen up. Here is the simple process. Each of you, each spouse, experienced important seasons and moments of your childhood where your little nervous system was overwhelmed. You experienced moments of abandonment, isolation, ridicule, and dismissiveness. Your voice was stifled or silenced, where you were incessantly told to grow up. Your autonomy and sovereignty were stripped from you, where decisions were made for you without your consent, where you were told to do and never think for yourself. You were told to just behave and obey. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, when you experience moments and seasons like this, that entered your body, that entered your nervous system as unresolved trauma. When you experience too much too soon or too little for too long, that is unresolved childhood trauma. Ladies and gentlemen, each of you, both spouses, still possess those wounds. They come forward in adulthood as triggers. These unresolved wounds as triggers are combating with the triggers of your spouse. And this is why you're struggling in your marriage. Moreover, a significant factor of these unresolved childhood wounds, more often than not, stripped you from your core energy. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we all possess both masculine and feminine energy. Ideally, inside of men, we possess and exhibit and live more in our masculine energy. And ladies, in order for you to feel and to be who you want to be, you are to be in your feminine energy more often than not. So a significant symptom of this unprocessed childhood wounding is that it has inverted your core energy. So gentlemen, husbands, you are now more in your wounded feminine energy. And ladies, you are now more in your wounded masculine energy. This is what we refer to as an inverted marriage dynamic, which is absolutely common, absolutely normal, and absolutely pervasive in millions of couples across the planet, where the wife is more in her controlling, overbearing, defensive posture of her wounded masculine energy, and the husband is more in his appeasing, get along to go along, passive, reluctant, and indecisive, wounded feminine energy. And so as a little boy grows up with these unprocessed, unresolved childhood wounds, he devolves into his wounded feminine energy. Therefore, by the law of polarity, will begin to attract women who are in their wounded masculine energy. This is where the inversion takes place and why so many couples are struggling, because each spouse is simply out of alignment. So what's the answer? The answer is that each spouse is absolutely, without question, unequivocally responsible to heal their individual unresolved childhood trauma wounds. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not have marriage problems. You have unresolved trauma. Each of you. And this is what I help men and women from all over the planet begin to do, to heal those unresolved childhood wounds that, quite frankly, are causing havoc inside of their adult relationships, most notably inside their marriage. If you're seriously interested in learning how I help men and women just like you begin to release the burdens of these childhood wounds so you can finally feel at peace and in purpose that could absolutely transform your marriage dynamic, send me a DM and we'll have a conversation.